Hey guys, welcome back to Cubing Central, and today I'm going to be showing you how to solve the 3x3 using beginner's method. Hey guys, welcome back, and today I'm going to be showing you how to solve this 3x3 using beginner's method. So let's get right into it. So the first thing that you want to do is find the white side, or the white face, and you want to hold that right side up. And then you want to look at the bottom, and it's most of the time going to be yellow. And you want to find an edge piece, which is these things that are in between the two corners, that has white and it's facing towards the yellow. You want to find one of those and move it along the bottom until it lines up with its corresponding color. And once it's lined up with its corresponding color, you just move that face twice, like so. And then you find another color and repeat. Move it along the bottom until you find its corresponding color and move it twice to the top. Most of the time, you're going to find something like this, where an edge piece that you want to bring up to the top is stuck in between two centers. And the way you do this, you want to go R prime, D prime, R. And then that brings it out. And then this is actually another case where it's facing out and you turn it along. That's with its corresponding color, but the edge is flipped. And the way you do this, you go D, R, F prime, R prime, and then that lines it up, and it keeps everything else solved. Alright, and this is the case again, and so you go R prime, D prime, R, and then that's another case again. So you go, well, nope, that goes along the green, so it's with its corresponding color. So you go D, R, F prime, R prime, and there you go, and then that's your cross. Alright, so good job at completing the white cross if you did, and if it's not complete, just go back earlier in the video and try to fix what you did wrong, or yeah. And yeah, so this is the second step, and it's the white corners. So what you want to do, you want to hold it the opposite way, with the white on the bottom and then the yellow on top. And you want to look for a white corner like this, and then you look at the other two colors, and in this case it's orange and blue. And so you go around the cube with the top layer and look for it. This one's red, blue, white, so it doesn't go there. But look here, this is blue, orange, and white, so it does go here. And so yeah, this is the algorithm that you do to put it down here. R, U, R prime, U prime, or a sexy move, and that's precisely what you just saw. It's R, U, R prime, U prime, and yeah, you just do that over and over. So R, U, R prime, U prime, R, U, R prime, U prime, until it gets inserted. And the way and how you know it's in the right spot is because these two line up and these two colors line up. So yeah, let's look for another corner, and this one is the white, orange, and green. So we move it with the white, orange, and green spot, and we do R, U, R prime, U prime, then that's in the right spot. And yeah, this one's the white, red, and blue, so you move that into its correct spot and go R, U, R prime, U prime until it gets inserted. And yeah. And then last one, get like this. You go R, U, R prime, U prime, R, U, R prime, U prime, R, U, R prime, and U prime. And there you go. Alright, let's move on to the cases. Alright, this is a case that might happen when you're solving the corners. And it's when a corner is in the wrong spot. And the way that you do this, you just do the same thing. You just go R, U, R prime, U prime, and that bumps it out, and then you move it up to the right spot, and then you go R, U, R prime, U prime, until it's solved. And do the same. And yeah. Alright, so if the cube looks like this, then good job with the first layer done, and that it should be lined up with their corresponding colors, and the whole white face should be solved. Alright, so the third step is the second layer. And the way that you do this is you find an edge that has two different colors on it. Or they all had two different colors on it, but the second layer ones don't have yellow. So after you do the first layer and the white face, there's only going to be two sets of pieces. There's going to be just the regular colors, and then a color with a yellow on it. And yeah, you want to find a piece that just has two normal colors on it, and you move it along the top until it's lined up with its corresponding color. And then you look to see where it goes, and this one's an orange and blue, so we want it to go in between the orange and blue centers. And so if it goes to the right side, then you want to move the top face left, or do a U. Then you do the algorithm from before, which is R, U, R prime, U prime, and you turn the whole cube to the left, and then you do a lefty sexy move, which is L prime, U prime, L, U. And yeah, that should insert that pair. Alright, so this is something else that you might run into, and it's where you line the colors up, and then the edge piece needs to go this way to be inserted. And then the way you do that, you just do a U prime and go and do the lefty sexy move, which is L prime, U prime, L, U, and turn the whole cube to the right and do a righty sexy move, which is R, U, R prime, U prime, and that inserts that edge. Alright, now let's move on to a different case. Alright, so this is something else you might run into, and it's where the edge is already inserted, but it's flipped. And the way you do this, you just insert a different edge pair. And you just do the R, U, R prime, U prime, turn the whole cube to the left, L prime, U prime, L, U. And then that inserts a different pair. And then you just do the regular thing. R, U, R prime, U prime, turn the whole cube to the left, go L prime, U prime, L, U. And that fixes that. And yeah, we have one more. Go R, U, R prime, U prime, turn the whole cube to the left, L prime, U prime, L, U. And yeah, that should complete the first two layers. And you should still have the white face completed. So if it looks like that, good job. Now let's move on to the next step. Once you complete the first two layers, there's always going to be three different cases that you're going to find on the yellow side. And there's the dot, the line, and then the L. And I'll show you all of these cases, but I'm going to show you how to solve this dot case. So what you want to do, this is a algorithm that I'm going to put on the screen. So yeah, you go F, then you do the righty sexy move, R, U, R prime, U prime, and you want to do it twice, R, U, R prime, U prime, and then you do F prime. And then yeah, that should give you the line. In this line case, what you want to do, you want to do the same thing, except for you want to do F, and you only want to do the righty sexy move one time. So R, U, R prime, U prime, and then back up. And then yeah, that completes the top cross. So let's move on to the last case. Alright, this is the last case that you're going to run into, and it's the L, or it's going to be the backwards L most of the time. But you want to hold that in the back right corner. No, I'm sorry, the back left corner. And you want to do F, and then do the right sexy move twice. R, U, R prime, U prime, R, U, R prime, U prime. Then do an F prime. And yeah, that solves the top cross. Now we're going to solve the yellow edges. And the way that you do that, you want to turn the top face until as many of the pieces are lined up. And in this case, we only have 2. And yeah, the way that you solve this one, to swap these two, you want to go R, U, R prime, U, R, U2, R prime. And that, then you turn the top face whichever way, so the last things are solved. And there's going to be another case where it's just a cross, and hold on, let me show you. This is the case where it's just a line where this one and this one are lined up, but this one and this one aren't. And you just want to do the same thing anywhere on the cube, so let's just go R, U, R prime, U, R, U2, R prime. And that should give you, and you turn the top until 2 of them are solved. 2 of them are going to be solved. It's not going to solve the rest of them, but you just want to do the same thing over. So R, U, R prime, U, R, U2, R prime. And then that should solve the edges. So yeah, let's go. So if you made it this far, good job. And what you're going to want to do is look for a yellow corner that is solved. And it's not necessarily going to look like this. It could be swapped. And the way that you know it's in the right place, because it's lined up with this, it's not going to be lined up, sorry. You're going to want to look at the colors of the corner, and it's, you know, this one, if this one was flipped, you'd still know it's in the right spot, because this is yellow, red, and blue centers, and then this one's the yellow, blue, and red corner, so that would be in the right spot. And then once you find the right spot, you're going to want to do this algorithm. You want to go U, R, U prime, L prime, U, R prime, U prime, L. And then that's going to line up the rest of the corners in the right spot. And yeah, there's one other case that you might get, and if it's where you do that algorithm and then all the corners are still not in the correct spot, and if that happens, then just do the same algorithm on that side, on the same spot. So yeah. And yeah, let's move on to the last step in solving the 3x3. Okay, so the last thing that you want to do is flip the cube all the way around and then look for a corner that isn't solved, and then you want to do the sexy moves that we learned earlier. So R, U, R prime, U prime, R, U, R prime, U prime. And you do that until it's solved. And once it's solved, you do a D prime, or you move the bottom in whichever way until you find another unsolved corner, and you just keep doing that algorithm. So R, U, R prime, U prime, R, U, R prime, U prime, and then move it to another one, R, U, R prime, U prime, R, U, R prime, U prime, and then turn it twice. And yeah, boom, it's solved. So if it's solved, good job. I hope I did a good job at explaining it for you. And if it isn't solved, maybe rewatch the video and try to find what you did wrong. Yeah. So once I hit 35 subscribers, I'm gonna be doing a live stream of me solving all of my puzzles, and I have 24 puzzles at this time. So yeah, be sure to subscribe so you don't miss that and any other videos. So if you made it this far, thanks for watching. Until next time, peace.